Today we are flying to our sixth continent, an epic trip and flight that didn't start as perfect as previous ones, and I'll let you know during the video what happened. Stay with me in this amazing adventure that starts with Air New Zealand, and please subscribe to the channel and like the video so I can continue creating more video adventures for you. And here started my sweet and sour flavor with Air New Zealand. At check-in, they informed us that one of our seats was malfunctioning and couldn't move, which of course started breaking the business class experience at that moment. And in my opinion, you are always supposed to get what you pay for. They tried to find a solution, but the business cabin was full, and they mentioned they'd contact me at the boarding gate with some other response from customer service, which I had to agree to. At that point, I wasn't going to change all my travel plans. If you've ever had this type of experience with Air New Zealand or any other airline, please leave me a comment about it. The airport security line was pretty packed, but luckily, in Houston they have a priority security line for business class and alliances higher statuses, which made our pass-by smooth and quick. One of our friends couldn't catch a business class ticket as it was sold out by the time he decided, so he was traveling in premium economy. I decided to try my luck with my Star Alliance Gold status, and it happens that the Star Alliance Gold only has access to the United Club Lounge, which is a little different. Well, not a little. United Club lounges are nothing good compared to the United Polaris lounges, which I have visited in the past, and it is very good here in Houston. In our case, only business class passengers on Air New Zealand can use the United Polaris lounge. We ended up going to the next door lounge, and you can easily enter with a guest using a Star Alliance Gold status from any airline when flying internationally with a carrier from the same alliance. The United Club in Terminal D at Houston International is pretty extensive and offers a variety of seating options throughout the lounge. It also has a nice bar and some food, snacks, and dessert options for you to enjoy during our stay. However, I discovered in a later flight that this lounge is not offered when you're flying domestic with United first, which is incredible due to the price of those tickets and comparing it with even shorter flights in Europe and other parts of the world. After some relaxing time in the lounge, we decided to head to our gate as it was a little remote and we might have need some extra time for the long walk. The boarding process was pretty quick and organized, and even though I thought they forgot about it, their customer relations representative was at the door with a letter stating the problem on our seat and offering some partial compensation in care of the seat problem. It is important to mention that Air New Zealand business class seats are expensive, and in my opinion, if you are paying for a travel class, then you're owed to experience it. And let's add that more than 20 days after the trip was completed, I have not received any confirmation communications from their client care team. Come on, Air New Zealand, it's a problem, you had it, and maybe still exists. Take care of it. After receiving the letter, we said, it's all good now. However, was that the end of the issues or were they just starting? Keep watching as more details are about to come on that soon. The airplane was fully painted in black. This is a first for me. I've never traveled in a black airplane before. From the outside, it should look astounding. Air New Zealand business class cabin is one of the most complex or maybe criticized in the aviation industry, as seats are facing the aisle no matter in what part of the cabin you are, with almost zero privacy and no access to any windows. Most of the Boeing 777, as the one we are flying in today, are configured with 44 seats in the business class cabin, 54 seats in premium economy, 244 economy seats, and a few rows in the back of the economy cabin are set as economy scout couch, which you can select and make a bed out of 3 economy seats. As I was settling on my seat, I was immediately offered a drink, and I went with their champagne. That was pretty good. And also started to take a look at the menu as the flight attendant mentioned it as she was serving the drink. The menu looked good to me, and it had 2 meals, which seemed fair as it was a 14-hour flight. And just a few minutes after boarding, the most beautiful security video I've ever seen in a flight started to play. So I buckled up and got ready for the awesome journey ahead. Although the seat position is quite peculiar, as I mentioned before, it did have all the necessary features for this 14-hour flight. The TV had a mechanical arm that allowed it to put in many different angles. The remote control was on the right side, just above the international electrical outlet. On the left, you also had the buttons to access all the seat positions and the reading light. And there was also an additional small light on the right of the seat that to me it seemed it was oriented to illuminate your preferred drink. The IFE had a few options of movies, TV shows, and games, and you were also provided with headphones that were Air New Zealand branded and good enough in sound quality. And here comes the interesting second part. As they were prepping for the dinner, they realized the seat table wasn't functioning for the same seat. So one of the flight attendants brought Alejandro a serving tray to have dinner on his lap, which I found unacceptable and clearly stated it to them. So she went looking for the flight purser and both tried to get the table out manually, but what a surprise! There was not a table at the seat. At that point, they started apologizing and said they would communicate with customer relationships, etc. However, I still find extremely discomforting that they know there is a problem like this and they don't try to fix it before offering the service to the clients. At the end, the flight attendant asked us if we wanted to have dinner in my table together, and that seemed a reasonable solution to me. It is important to note that as of today, Air New Zealand has not complied with what they offer on the letter or what the cabin crew said on board after seeing the problems. For our first meal, I had the spiced pumpkin and sweet potato soup, and for the main plate the slow-cooked beef short rib, along with an excellent wine from New Zealand. I ended the dinner service with a relaxing tea. To my surprise, the flight attendant came with a whole sleeping set they have prepared for the flight, which includes the chamomile tea with their own sleep balm and some additional treats. Before getting into bed for some night rest, I took my amenity kit and went to check out the restroom, which didn't have any special creams or first needs elements. However, I really liked the ambience and paintings on the wall. The Amenity Kit was paper-based, which I guess follows the country's nature care principles. And all the products were from New Zealand, and it included a pair of socks, manuka flower-based hands and body cream, a pen, a toothbrush, some toothpaste, earplugs, and some lip balm. The bed looks comfy, so let's see how sleeping on it. After the much needed rest, I was ready for that breakfast that started with some hot bread, followed by the fresh fruit bowl that was very tasty and extremely fresh as the name says it. And it ended with a gourmet bagel, which was not my favorite bagel in the world, but I'm going to guess it was due to all the things I ate before that. Alejandro had the pancakes and he said they were delicious. And we landed in Auckland. Despite the stick technical issues, the flight wasn't bad at all. The service was pretty good and I had very good rest on that weird seat that I've heard is being replaced soon. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and like the videos so I can bring more interesting flights and adventures for you to enjoy. Thank you and see you soon.